Hi, good evening. This is Madhurima, and welcome to the three series that we had started, living in the present moment by connecting with our breath, connecting with our emotions, and then connecting with our body. And this is the final part. Before we begin, just want to do a small recap of whatever we have shared in the past. We had talked about how it is important to live in the present moment and why it is important to live in the present moment, especially during the times of pandemic and when there's so much of anxiety and uncertainty all over. So it's very, very natural that our mind keeps wandering because so many things to do, so many things to achieve, and so many things that has to be completed. And over and above all of that, we all want to be sane, we all want to be healthy, we all want to be happy and calm and maintain our relationships in a better way. Living in the present moment, again, as I repeat, that is being where you right now are. And you are either here now or you are nowhere, because whatever you are doing in that present moment, try and be there with your mind, with your body, with your heart, with your soul, with your breath, rather than just being somewhere physically and your mind is wandering somewhere else. So then what will happen? You will not enjoy where you are right now and your mind will be somewhere else. So nor are you contributing to that moment that you are thinking from the past or the future, nor are you enjoying the thing that you're doing where you are physically present, right? So the first time we talked about how we can connect with our present moment with our breath by doing few simple, release exercises through, how you can calm yourself before you go to sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, just be in that sense of gratitude. And last time we spoke about how we can connect with our emotions, and connecting with our emotions is more about accepting who you are, accepting your emotions. If you're feeling angry, be in that acceptance. If you're feeling sad, be in that acceptance. Acknowledge what you're feeling. Don't try to run away or be in a denial mode that, no, this is not right or that is not right. I need to fit in. I need to be in a particular way. No, you do not need to be that way. You can show your vulnerabilities. You can be yourself, because if you are continuously suppressing your true self, suppressing your emotions, you'll never be able to enjoy yourself, enjoy your moment, enjoy your life, and which will inevitably start affecting in your body. And those kind of physical ailments will start manifesting at your body. So today we are going to talk about how you can connect with your body and live in the present moment. Before we begin, I would like to ask the participants who are here with us that, how do you think you can connect with your body? What is your concept about being in the present moment and connecting with your body in each moment? Whatever that comes to your mind, if you can share, so which will give me an idea where are you coming from and what do you think about this concept?
Okay, I'll say how I connect.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I relate a lot of my emotions to my bodies. Over a period
sure.
of time, I have learned how to recognize that if I'm feeling a strong emotion, where does it get reflected in my body? Either it is through a discomfort or a slight pain or a slight heaviness.
Okay,
So when I realize that, I've also seen that if I try and release it from that part of the body, somewhere that emotion also the emotional charge reduces.
right, right, correct. What about you, Swekha? Anything you would like to share?
Okay, I have observed this couple of times that whenever I'm under stress or feeling low or emotionally, I get a strange pain in my ankle. So
Right.
I know that something is not right, and I've
Hmm.
taken this. It doesn't have to be any reason, and I get this ankle. I'm not been getting it for many months now. But when it happened, I didn't know why it happened, because I didn't fall or nothing happened.
Right,
So with
right.
due course of time, I had to go through physiotherapy and a lot of things. I mean, you need to be on your feet all the time
Correct.
and can't be limping all and manage. We have to.
Yeah.
So that's the time I got to know that there is a serious connection between my emotional being and the
Physical
and
part.
yeah, and the physical part. So every time it's creepy, I know I'm sometimes feeling depressed or angry or something. I know
Yeah.
there's some kind of a pain I feel in my ankle. So
Right.
now it's not
Right.
something, yeah, I'm just sorted for some time, I guess, or maybe I'm too busy that I don't have
Yeah.
time to sit and brood or think uh,
Right.
anything uh, depressing. That's what has been my experience.
Okay, thank you for sharing, both of you. So, when we talk about body awareness, is nothing but how conscious and connected you are to your own body. Okay, so there is nothing but being aware about what you're feeling, the each sensation in your body in the different parts. And how you rightly said, you have a pain in your ankle. Somebody might feel a discomfort in their neck. Somebody might feel a discomfort in their chest. Somebody might have a headache. So, there are a lot of times a lot of people start having headaches when they have a deadline to meet, or they start all of a sudden getting a migraine attack when they have to go for a long journey. So, what are these? These are basically, your mind and your emotions are getting more and more anxious about what is going to happen. And it automatically starts transcending at your physical level, and it gives you a discomfort. So, if you the detailed version of it, you can always go and read more about how your energies in your body, the chakras in your body gets affected by different emotions, because that's a complete study which I can share. But obviously today we are talking about something else. So yes, that's how chakra healing and balancing can help you to understand how each and every emotion is related to different parts of your body and how it can affect you and also heal you, right? So, in terms of awareness of your body and the movement of your body, the sensations of your body in relation to each and every organ, each and every muscle, each and every joint of your body is what is body awareness. So if you have a better body awareness, it will not only help you to be more healthy, it will help you to be more balanced. And not, I'm not talking about your physical level balance. It will also help you to be more balanced mentally and emotionally, because you're more connected to your own self in all possible ways. And also in terms of pain management. I will get to that when we go into the details of the session. So many a times when we are hurt, when you start talking to your body, many a times when you are hurt, you can actually heal your body by giving positive affirmations. You can actually heal your body by talking to your body, by acknowledging the pain that you're feeling, the emotion that it is arising from, and actually treating your body like a little child, giving it as much love and attention and care as you can. Okay. And it also has a lot of connection with the weight management that we have. When we put on weight, when we put on calories, or there is a lot of stubborn accumulation of fat in certain areas of our body, it all has a lot to do with our own emotions and how we connect and communicate with our body. So I will get to that a little as we progress. So a first and foremost thing that we all can do, and I think which all of us do, especially girls, is talking to ourselves in the mirror. Okay, so you will say, yeah, that is something we've been doing since childhood. What's the big deal in that? But trust me, there are so many beautiful ways you can connect to your body by talking to yourself in the mirror. So it is just not about getting up and combing your hair or getting dressed or applying makeup and see if you're looking neat and clean and tidy and nice. It is also about observing your body in front of the mirror, where you are not judging yourself. Okay, so how many times have we actually looked at ourselves in the mirror and not judged? Oh, you know what? Yeah, my skin here, something is wrong. Oh, my hair has grown this way. Oh, this is not fair. Oh, I think I'm getting some acne here. Oh, this is not looking. So, are you understanding? There are so many times we just keep up and criticizing our own selves by what we see ourselves in the mirror. So, you might think your hair should have been in a particular way, but it is not, and you start judging and not feeling happy about it. Okay. You may have a certain amount of vital statistics and you're not happy with it, and you start feeling bad about it. So, I'm not trying to say you need to be complacent by not exercising or not eating healthy or not applying anything on your face. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is accept who you are and the woman that you are seeing in the mirror, man or woman. So, we all would like to be healthy. We would all like to be agile. We would all like to be flexible. We would all like to be fit. And we do not want to have any kind of fatigue or tiredness in our body or any kind of fat accumulation. But that does not mean you start, belittling your body. You start hating your body or hating the person you see in the mirror. Because just imagine, I'm sure you may have heard about this post and this forward, which keeps coming up in various platforms, that if there is a plant in front of you and you keep saying positive things to the plant and talk to the plant, send a lot of positive vibes to the the plant starts flourishing. The plant starts blooming, and it will look very healthy, and it will grow, and it will look very beautiful. The same way, if you do not give any kind of love, any kind of nourishment, any attention to the plant, and keep saying bad things to the plants, continuously blaming, criticizing, and just give very negative vibes to the plant will die. Okay, so it is a lot to do with the energies that we are, the communication that we are doing, and it's just not the verbal communication, it's also the communication and the voice in our heads. Okay, so even just let's do this candid check. Okay, whoever is with us in this session right now. So next, when was the last time somebody actually praised you, maybe by the dress that you're wearing, or the texture of your hair, or something that you're wearing, the way you're presenting yourself, and they come and say, wow, you're looking so beautiful. How do you do this? Oh, wow, your skin is so nice. Have you actually accepted that compliment with grace? Or have you felt, yeah, okay, but why is this person praising me? इतनी भी कुछ अच्छी नहीं हूँ, हाँ ठीक है. Tell me honestly, have you ever felt this way? When somebody came and praised you, appreciated your beauty, were you okay receiving it? Or was there a voice inside you which said, हाँ okay, but इतनी भी अच्छी नहीं हूँ, हाँ मतलब ठीक है, मतलब okay, पहले तो इससे भी अच्छी थी. Has that ever happened to you?
I used to have that huge problem before in accepting compliments. I mean, I would just say,
Yeah.
no, you're mistaken. I mean, I would come up with all kinds of excuses. But I think in the recent past, it has become better for me. So like I started with forcing myself to not giving any justification and just saying thank you, even though it made me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was the first step. Now slowly I've reached a stage where I'm like, okay, maybe in that person's eyes.
Yeah, but you know what? That is a very, very beautiful step, and one of the most empowering things you can do to yourself. Because if you are not going to accept your own beauty, your own body, the way you are, and it can only get awesome if you think it's looking awesome. If you start operating from a place that I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, my body is not good enough, I'm not good enough, trust me, no matter how much you keep trying, applying, doing all kinds of diets and things like that, even if you have the best body in the world, still you will not appreciate it and still think I'm not good enough. Because your parameter or your goal of that ultimate body or that ultimate good looks or everything is very, very different, and you will never be satisfied. So what I'm trying to say is, yes, we need to aim to be at a particular weight range because of our, of our health reasons. We all would like to have a, glowing skin and beautiful hair, or, all our organs working beautifully, nice everything. But at the same time, wherever you are right now, whoever you are right now, start appreciating the person you see in the mirror. Because if you do not start with love to the body that you see in the mirror, trust me, it will just going down. It will not go higher. You have to give your body love. You have to give the person you see in the mirror a lot of love. Then only the love will grow. Then only the things will only get better from there. Because without any love, without any appreciation, without positive vibes, no matter how much you try, there will always be some void, there will always be some gap, and there will always be a dissatisfaction that I'm not good enough. हाँ ठीक है, मैं my waist is 24, but अगर 22 होता तो और अच्छा होता. हाँ मैं 5'7" तो बन गई, 5'9" होती तो और अच्छा होता. It will always be not good enough. So what I'm trying to say is, definitely aim for a particular way that you would like your body to be, but also try to accept where you are right now, give it a lot of love, and then progress with a lot of love, right? So in terms of talking to the mirror, try and spend some time from today. If you can, spend 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes every day in the night before you go to sleep. Just look at yourself in the mirror. Okay, irrespective, whatever is your age, whatever is your gender, which age group you are, what is your profession, responsibilities, it doesn't matter. It's your relationship with you, it's your relationship with your body, and nobody has any other role to play in that. Okay, so irrespective if somebody said nice things to you, somebody didn't praise you, somebody didn't appreciate you, ask yourself, did I do that? Did I appreciate my body today? Did I take care of my body today? Did I smile at my body today? Right? So smile at yourself, smile at the man, smile at the woman you see in the mirror. And every day when you wake up, talk to yourself in the mirror and say, good morning, right? You woke up and yeah, I'm alive. Good morning. And look at yourself in the mirror and give it a smile. It's okay. Your hair may be in a mess. It's just all groggy, just out of a sleep. It's okay. Just smile and say, hi, I'm alive. And if you can go one notch higher, you can also say, I love you to yourself in the mirror. That's magical. And I've learned this from Louis Hay many years ago when I had done my course with her. So Louis Hay always teaches this, that start your day by saying, I love you to yourself in the mirror, and that will do a lot of wonders. So you will never ever wait for somebody else coming and appreciating you, because you are appreciating yourself, irrespective of whatever is happening to you. Still, you love yourself, right? So talk to yourself in the mirror. The first thing that you do when you wake up in the morning, and say, I love you to yourself. And yeah, and then when you end your day, do the same thing. So just talk to yourself and just smile. Maybe when you're combing your hair, give it some more time, comb it with so much more love. Or maybe when you're applying a night cream on your face, do it with more love. Or even for men, when you're shaving, don't just shave, "Okay, oh my God, I have to get ready for work." No, you're touching your skin. You're actually giving so much love, because that extra hair that is there on your face, you're taking it off so that your face looks much better, your skin feels much better. So please keep that love in your heart when you are doing anything to your body. Okay, when you're touching your body, when you're doing anything, that you're applying something, you're doing anything. So please keep that in mind, so that every time you look at yourself in the mirror, you only see it with love, irrespective of what's your weight, what's your waist size. It doesn't matter. And anybody tells you, oh, you're this or you're that, your color, you're this, it's okay. That's their point of view. It has nothing to do with you, right? So your beauty lies in your hands. So stay connected with your body and start appreciating it there. Correct? Any questions you have so far, or I can go ahead?
I think you can move ahead.
Sure. So the next thing that I would like to say is start listening to your body. I think we started this conversation in the last session when we were talking about emotions, and we were having a lot of questions there. And so same thing I'll continue today is how we can communicate more and more and more with our body. So something which I was sharing last time is the moment you wake up and you see and talk to yourself in the mirror. So every little thing, when you start building up your relationship with your own self, everybody around you is there. Your family, your spouse, your children, your parents, everybody is already there. But your relationship with yourself is so very integral, it's so very beautiful, and it's so very significant that everything else just ceases to exist when you are communicating with your own self, when you're communicating with your own emotions, when you're communicating with your own body. It's a beautiful and it's a very different experience. So like, for example, I'll give you an thing that when I wake up early in the morning, there is a particular time that I'm in silence with nature. So I go and sit in my home balcony and just look at the morning sky. There is no communication which is verbal that is happening, but I'm talking to nature, I'm talking to universe, I'm talking to my body. So all of us are in sync, my mind, my body, my soul, my emotions, with the universe. All right. So if you can do this, so where what we talk in very simple term as me time, right? So we all talk about me time, doing things that we love, or spending time doing things that we love in terms of anything. It can be 15 minutes, it can be half an hour, it can be 1 hour. For you, it can be different. Like for somebody, it can be going for cycling. For somebody, it can be painting. For somebody, it can be baking. For somebody, it can be just sitting by the window with a cup of tea. Or somebody can just do something like talking to a friend or just going for a walk. So find out that me time where you actually sit and talk to your body, when you talk to your emotions, when you talk to your heart, and have that internal communication. So when I say talk to your body, have you ever actually looked at your hand and admire your hand? Okay, you actually take your hand in front of you while I'm talking. So take your hand in front of you and look at your hand. So some may have a beautiful hand, which is very soft, pink in color, with lovely nail polish on it, very nice manicured nails and things like that. There might be a woman whose hands are not manicured without any nail polish. It may be a little rough because she's done a lot of work at home. It can be a man who's had very soft hands. It can be a man who's had rugged hands. So it doesn't matter the texture of your hand. Is it soft? Is it coarse? Or whatever it is, it's your hand. This is given to you by God. This is given to you by the universe to live in this human form and do so much. You know, touch, to eat, to love, to hug, to create, to write, to do so many things that you can do as a human. Have you ever sat and appreciated these two hands that we have got? I know it sounds a little uncanny, but trust me, it's magical. If you start appreciating each and every part of your body one by one, you will start seeing your level of self love will just go boom. You know, it just will go high, 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 and high. So it's very, very beautiful. You know, I would really like to give you a few minutes right now where you just close your eyes, and I'll take you through a very short meditation where we will just keep breathing and focus on only one part of your body, which is your heart. And I know you cannot touch and feel the heart, but you can feel your feelings and your sensations in your heart, and just see how you feel. Okay. So if you can close your eyes and be in a comfortable position, you can keep your back straight, shoulders relaxed, and you can stretch your hands facing the ceiling on your knees. So you can sit in a sitting pose, or if you want, you can lie down, whatever is okay for you. So make sure you are comfortable because this will only be for a few seconds. So we're just trying to connect with our body. Okay. So we'll do a few rounds of deep breathing. So as I keep saying, try to inhale and then we'll exhale with the counts. So inhale slowly, 1, 2, 3, and exhale, 1, 2, 3. Deep breathing again, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. One more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. And exhale, 1, 2, 3. Keep your eyes closed and keep breathing. As you keep breathing, bring your focus towards the tip of your toes. And feel that connection with your toes, with your ankle, with your feet, with your legs, with your abdomen, with your chest, with your shoulders, with your face, with your eyes. Keep breathing and keep bringing back your focus to this present moment. And slowly focus on your chest, focus on your heart, and try to connect with the beats of your heart. You can take your right hand and place it on your left chest to feel the heartbeats. Keep breathing with the relaxation, and with your right hand placed on your chest, keep following your heartbeats. Feel that connection with your heartbeats for a few seconds. As you follow your heartbeats with your hand placed on your chest, slowly and slowly feel the connection that your heart has with the rest of your body, to each and every organ, to each and every nerve, to each and every limbs of your body. Feel that connection with your heart. Feel that connection with each and every part of your body. Keep your hand on your heart and keep feeling the heartbeat. And you can repeat after me in your mind. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'll always be there for you. I will always be there for you. I will always be there for you. Stay in this vibration of love and togetherness with your heart and your body for a few seconds. And gently bring your hands back. Keep breathing. Gently move your toes. Move your fingers. Rub your palm. And place it on your face. Place it on your heart. And gently open your eyes. Yes, so if any of you can share, how was it for you? Could you feel that connection with your body, with your heartbeat?
Yes, I felt the connection and feeling calm. I could also see some colors, shades of yellow and
Oh, wow,
red. Yeah.
awesome. So this is a very, very simple tool and a very, very simple technique. You know, anytime you feel not loved, anytime you feel a lot of self-doubt, anytime you feel you have a lot of judgments and point of views about yourself, about your body, about your looks, about your capabilities also, you can just do this exercise and trust me, you will start feeling so much more better. Okay, because somewhere in this journey of living a human life, we lose that connection with our own soul, we can lose that connection with our own body, and no matter whichever way we are, no matter how we look, and everything is actually a gift given by the universe, and everything that you are manifesting at a physical level has been created by you. If it was not there as a deformity at birth, anything that you have doing now, the way you look now, the way you weigh now, is all manifested by you and your actions, your emotions. So your body has no role to play in that. It's just a beautiful temple of worship which you need to do. And because inside that body rests your pure consciousness, it rests and holds your soul, which is going to be, and it's immortal, it's going to keep taking forms and shapes after every birth that you have. So we need to love and respect this body, we need to take care of this body instead of criticizing or getting it succumb to the judgments of people, the criticisms of people, and seeing these TV ads and all these actresses and models and videos that, oh my God, I'm not good. Oh my God, I don't do this. It's okay. You are beautiful just the way you are. You are handsome just the way you are. You are awesome just the way you are. But keep working on yourself so that you want to get more fit, you want to lose certain inches, you want to eat healthy, you want to have glowing skin. Go ahead and do that, but not by begrudging who you are today. Love the person you are today, love the body that you are in today, so that you can make it more and more and more awesome. You are not a project where you have to keep making yourself just get better and this and that. So just love yourself, give it a lot of love, give it a lot of joy, and you'll start seeing things changing in a much, 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 much beautiful way. Yeah, any questions on this part of communicating with the body? Okay. So a second part of communicating with the body, which I had shared about, was the pain management and the weight management. So, every little pain that we have in our body is related to our emotions, and it can be cured, it can be healed to a certain extent by certain communication that we do with our body. So, like for example, if you have a headache, so calm yourself down, do this exercise maybe, and ask yourself, talk to your head, talk to your forehead, talk to your eyebrows, and talk to this entire region where your headache is there, and just touch it and just tell yourself that we are hurt, we are in pain. It never say that you are in pain, because you and your body are not two separate entities. Okay, so if I am Madhurima, so me and my body are the same. It's not two separate entity. We are together in this, right? So if my head is hurting, so I will not say, yes, you are hurting. I know you're in pain. No, we are hurting. We are in pain. We are going through this. So ask yourself, what is it that I am holding on my head, which is weighing me down, which is pulling me down, which is giving me so much of stress and discomfort? All right. So the stress that you are holding on your head, this discomfort that you're holding on your head, that anxiety that you're holding on your head is giving you a headache. So talk to yourself, talk to your emotions, do deep breathing and check that where is this coming from? Where is this headache coming from? Where is the pain coming from? Where is the discomfort coming from? So then it will come back to an anxiety. It will come back to a question mark that this happened or this will happen. What do I do in such a situation? So you need to address that by talking more and more and going into the why analysis, which we did last time, when we connect to our emotions and find out, is it actually worth it? That thing that is worrying me, giving me this headache, giving me the discomfort, is it actually worth it? So do that why analysis, which we learned in the last session, and see where it goes. And trust me, the more and more you will be doing this, more and more your awareness will increase. You will start communicating with your body in such a beautiful way that you will actually not have so much of pain or discomfort ever in your life. I'm not saying that you might not fall ill or something, but trust me, you may actually not fall ill, because you'll be actually healthy from your heart, body, and soul, because you'll be in sync. It's okay. So you will be in sync there. You might grow old, you might have a lot of issues here and there, but trust me, you will not fall sick per se, because you are in sync with your body. You will love your body, you will respect your body, and you will be understanding what your body is trying to tell you. So you and your body will have a very strong bond and a strong communication, and that will be there in every part of your body. Everything that you do, the food you eat, everything will be as per that awareness. Okay, so the second thing is about the weight management. When I said that, we can communicate with our body. So most people have a lot of weight accumulation on their chest, on their waist, and on their hips, irrespective you're a man or a woman, because that's the space where we all hold up a lot of things. So giving a little bit of cue from how we hold on to emotional packages in our bodies. So a lot of those things which we hold on to is related to self-love, or a lot of it is related to self-doubt. Most people do a lot of overeating, binge eating. I mean, I'm sure most of you know it is to fill up a void. Okay, it can be boredom, it can be sadness, it can be happiness, it can be some kind of a void which has been created due to some kind of a emotional setback in their life. Okay, so you are getting bored, you don't have much to do. Okay, I think I'll order an ice cream and have an up tub of ice cream. Oh wow, the weather is awesome, it's raining, let's have some pakora. um, oh, today is this, let's order something. Oh, today is that, let's have this. So always and always you will see a lot of this comfort food, which we say, a lot of cravings come from there's some kind of a void. More so than happy moments, it's sad moments. When you're not feeling great, when you're feeling low, when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling depressed, is that those moments are those moments when you generally end up eating junk, is the time when you end up ordering something which you would not do normally, and or you will just cook up something which is very, very so-called sinful, which is not good for your health. All those foods which are very, very yummy and tasty are actually not recommended by the doctors, because it's not good for our health. Either it will be too sweet, or a little too oily, or it will be fried or cheesy or things like that, which is not good for our health, because it pulls up and builds up a lot of calories. And if you don't exercise, it can add to your cholesterol, and it can leave a lot of inches on your waist. So yeah, so coming back to connecting with our bodies and the food, is that when you do these binge eating, or when you do this craving eating, ask yourself, take a break and ask yourself that, do I really need to eat this? Does my body actually need it, or it's my emotional void which is craving for this food? A lot of people do a lot of overeating, especially when you go to weddings. I know last 1.5 years we have not been to weddings and functions and stuff like that, but there has been so many times, right, when we go and we are like just hogging, we're just ordering and we're just eating, we're just going on, because we have that tendency to overeat. And especially in Indian families, we have this scenario that if a guest comes home, you have to keep serving and serving and serving. Or you have a small child at home, you keep saying, no, no, you eat more, you eat more, you need to eat more. And that stays, or a guest comes, you have to keep feeding them. So where does that come from? And that becomes like a part of our habit, that if you feed somebody a lot of food, that means you are giving it a lot of love, because it makes you feel happy, it makes you feel joyful, it makes you feel very loved, it makes you feel very appreciated and wanted, and that sense of belonging comes into being. Okay, so for example, when somebody is feeding you with a lot of love, giving you attention, standing there with you and keep on putting things on your plate, what is the feeling that you feel? What is the emotion that you feel? That, wow, I have got so much of attention, I am getting so much of appreciation. Oh wow, these people standing and feeding me. So there's a sense of joy that we get, and the person who's feeding also feels that same amount of joy, that wow, this person is enjoying the food I have cooked. Oh, that person is really liking what I have done. All that is fine in terms of feeding and all, but we need to understand where to draw the line. We need to understand how much is okay for my body and how much is too much for my body. So you do not need to keep eating more and more and more so that you start feeling better, because you will not feel better, you will inevitably fall ill, and after that meal you will feel very high level of discomfort in terms of acidity, or you might get indigestion, or you get heartburn, or whatever it is. And then you will start looking for antacids all over. So just giving one example, it can be many, many things actually. But what I'm trying to say is, start talking to your body, start understanding how much food does your body need, how much do you actually need? So I was just talking about that food aspect in terms of the weight management, but apart from that also, every little thing, if you are going to a particular shop, you can always ask your body, do I actually want to wear this cloth? Is this texture good for me? Am I liking this? Just because it's a latest trend, do I still want to buy this? Or just because my best friend has bought this and she says that I look good in this, do I need to buy this? Do I need to wear this? Respect your body. If you do not need to wear clothes to prove a point to the world in any way, good way, bad way, in a revenge way, in a any particular way. You wear what you are comfortable wearing. You eat what you are comfortable eating. You do whatever you are comfortable. So that's the reason why you have to start building that connection with your body, building that communication with your body, so that you talk to your body, you understand what your body needs, instead of just following trends and just doing things out of impulse, or just working out of a void or an craving that you may have, right? So three things which I shared: start talking to yourself in the mirror, communicate with your body, and understand each and every part of your body and where is it coming from. And yeah, I think it will help you to live better and build that relationship with yourself, increase your levels of self love, and yeah, you will live much more happier and healthier, irrespective of the weight that you have on the weighing scale, or the inches that you have around your body. But you will be healthy because your heart will be healthy. And when your heart is healthy, your soul is healthy, you will smile more, you will breathe better, and you will live better, and your vibes and your energies will be better, and your body will always be smiling and appreciating the soul that it is holding and the human that it is. And yes, you will be much, much more happier and healthier overall. So yes, that brings me to the end of what I had to share because of the limited time. If you have any question, anything you didn't understand, please feel free to share or ask in the chat. I'll be there to answer that. Any questions that you have from whatever I shared right now.
I think that was a beautiful way of connecting with who we are, because there's so much of
Yeah.
external noise that just spending these 10-15 minutes with ourselves is, I think it can create a lot of shift in the whole day.
Yeah, yeah. So, yes, are you referring to the me time, Dippy? Is that what you're trying to say?
Overall,
Or
I
just
think
the-
because even
Okay.
the fact of connecting to your body is a me time.
Yes.
Because that would involve, like, being with yourself and just going within you to check what your body is telling you.
Yeah, yeah. So, just to add one thing there, because I think most of us nowadays meditate, especially during pandemic. A lot of people have started meditating. So, any kind of meditation that you can do, which will be helping you in all the four aspects. Number one, living in this present awareness, connecting with your breath, connecting with your emotions, and connecting with your body. So, meditation is like a complete 360-degree solution that you can give to your life by connecting and staying connected with your mind, body, soul, emotions, and focusing on your breath as well. And another thing which I wanted to share was that the more and more you will stay connected to your body, even people who exercise, you may be doing yoga or dancing or any kind of Pilates or whatever that you are doing, or going to a gym, cycling, running. A lot of times we have this habit of pushing our bodies. There is this very typical notion of pushing, hard work, then only you'll be successful. If you push yourself and this and that. What is actually this pushing yourself? Yes, I understand you need to come out of your comfort zone, not get lazy and things like that. But can't we tweak that a little bit and do it with a little bit of love, instead of pushing, shouting, screaming, and just being very harsh to the body? Can't we actually give it a lot of love and do it that, what, you will be so much more flexible if you do this exercise? Have you start just have you ever thought of talking to your body that way? So like, for example, even if you're having a particular smoothie, which is something which you generally don't have, but some your doctor has told you, what, if you have this palak ka smoothie every morning, it will be very good for your health based on your body requirements. I know it's not going to be tasty. It's not like tandoori chicken or like a gulab jamun, but if it's good for you, it's good for you. So instead of making a face and not liking it, see how you can make it better. Maybe you can add some pudina to it. Maybe you can add some nimbu to it. Maybe you can use some chaat masala to it. So I'm no dietitian to give you suggestions on recipes, but I'm sure I'm just giving you ideas that make it work for you. Instead of pushing your body to succumb to things and get adjusted and fitting into things, you make changes to suit your body, worship your body, and respect your body. Even when you're exercising, if you are used to climbing 10 stairs and you want to take it up to 50 stairs, so don't push your body and get it done in an aggressive manner. Tell your body, wow, you've done 10, you will do 20 now and you will be more fit. Wow, your feet will become more stronger. Yes, my calf muscles are getting built. Wow, my hamstring is getting stretched. Talk to your body this way. Talk to your hamstring, talk to your shoulders, talk to your abs. When you're doing crunches, talk to your abs and say, wow, all those gulab jamuns are going to go away now. All those emotional baggages that I've held up at my tummy are just going away. Yay, I'm releasing all of it. I love my abs. I love my body. That's the way you need to motivate yourself. So I know I'm not any fitness trainer here, but I'm just talking from a very holistic perspective from how you can actually love your body and respect your body in a completely different way. So I hope this connects with you. If it does, yeah, so do, join us and follow Heal Clinic and stay connected with us more and more. And yeah, you'll have a good time. So yeah,
So
that's all for me. Vicky.
yeah,
Thank you so much for this, because I think this was beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Sureka, you
I'm
were saying
glad you
something.
liked it. Yeah,
so,
Sureka, you were saying something.
so it's one of the best sessions I've attended because I took out time, made an effort that I really want to attend, and I feel I've made taken a good decision to do that. So for
Right.
me, my biggest take from the sessions what we've had from past 3 weeks is every Wednesday is that breathing and having emotions in check, what exactly you're feeling and how you're treating your body. The way you said that you need to treat your body with a lot of love and all that. So
Yeah.
normally when you're exercising, you keep see Moti, you had something, now you have to push yourself more. You keep pushing yourself with a more of admonishing your body that
Yeah.
you who asked you to have so much of 2 pieces of pizza or something.
Yeah.
Good idea. I'll take that from this session, that if I do that in a very positive way, maybe it would be really good.
Yeah.
As you put in your own words, that our worthiness is much more beyond our understanding, so we just have to take care of it this stage of our life more than the emotional and the soul needs,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
try to be strong. So if we are happy from within without expecting people making us happy, obviously
Yeah.
we will spend more time, and then also respect body the way we are changing, and also try to be more healthier with time. So that's
Yeah.
what I take from the session we have had so far.
Absolutely. So, it's about living gracefully and aging
Yeah.
gracefully. So, if you are in your 20s, you will have the body of somebody who's in their 20s, and thoda idhar udhar hota hi hai. So everybody is different. If you're in your 50s, you will have gray hair. So, I'm not saying you do not have to apply hair color, but you
No,
don't have to be resentful of your hair. Oh my God, I've got gray hair. Yeah, I've got gray hair. It's part of life. It's okay.
Mm.
It's part of my body changing. If I want to color my hair, I will. If I don't want to, I won't. It's okay. Trust me, start talking to your body so much more. You will start feeling, and trust me, then you will also start taking care of your body much, much more. Because when you see you are feeling dry in your skin or something, talk to your body and see, oh my, yes, you know what, I'm not feeling hydrated. I think I need to drink more water. Maybe I can have a cup of curd from tomorrow every day. Maybe I can just cut down on my sugar. I don't need that. Your body will start giving you signals. You will not like to eat something which you were eating every day. Maybe your body doesn't need that anymore. It needed it, or you were forcing it to eat it for some time, but maybe it doesn't need it anymore. It's okay. It can survive without it. So,
True.
so start connecting with your body, and I'm sure a lot of things will start happening.
True. Thank you so much, Madhurima. It was a great session.
Thank
And one more thing I took from this session is that, I should learn to accept compliments when I get. So instead of, defending that, no, you're not right. It's because of a sari looking nice, or because of this jewelry I'm looking nice. It's not because
Yeah.
of. So yeah, so you just, as Deepti said, just have to accept and say thank you and move on and
Yeah.
feel happy about it. Somebody compliment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that will happen, and then trust me, you will start feeling so good. And even then, also people say, "Oh, you're so this and that. You're so this and that." It's okay. That let them think what they have to think. It's okay. You have to build your relationship with your body. So nobody needs to know what is it. You don't need to justify anybody or give explanation to anybody. It's okay. It's your
Yeah.
relationship with your body. That's the only person who was with you when you were born, and that is what you will take when you die. So please, please, please respect your body, give it some love, and don't push it, and continuously reprimand it कि तुम ऐसे हो, तुम वैसे हो, तुम ऐसे हो, तुम वैसे हो, तुम जैसे हो बहुत अच्छे हो, उससे बेहतर हो सकते हो, बट अभी जैसे भी हो अच्छे हो. So never ever tell yourself कि अरे मैं मोटी हो गई हूँ. नहीं, मैं ठीक हूँ जैसे हूँ. Okay, I can get healthier. That's just focus on the healthy part. Focus
Yeah.
on that I'm getting more awesome. I'm awesome. I'm getting awesomer. I'm awesomest, whatever you can call it. So yeah, that's the way you can talk to yourself.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll just say something because Rachna, who had
Yes.
attended last time session, she couldn't attend today's session. She sent me a message to tell you that after last time's session, she spoke to her books, which she really loves, and she found that experience really nice.
Oh, lovely. That's really nice. That's a
Okay.
beautiful one.
So good. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she just sent me a message. I said, let me put it out here.
That's so sweet of her to share. Good, good. I'm really, really glad. That's all from me, Dipti. Anything that you would
Yeah.
like to share
I
before we
think,
end?
yeah, that is it. And so we'll be coming up with more things. So we'll be in touch with all the participants. I've put the link of the WhatsApp group on the chat so you can join in, where Madhurima will keep putting small snippets and stuff and keep us motivated to make sure that, we are on the right path.
Yeah.
Then we'll take it from there.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. My pleasure.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.